Alrighty then, good morning all you fantastic people. Silver Dragon here, coming back at you with a little bit of X4. Since the pretty much continuation, or the conclusion I should say, of our little experiment here isn't really going to take that long, I figured there was no point in me really going live again to record this section of it, since I'd only probably be live for like 30 plus odd minutes. So let me go ahead and... there we go, continue. So one little thing that I did notice here, of note, number one, of course, the sector is filled with freaking components, because, hey, I've been sitting here. But interesting little aspect here, if I zoom out, apparently Family Takur has been taken over by the goddamn Xenon. What the hell? Completely, they've wiped it out. They've completely wiped it out. Holy shit. What happened to all the shit that was going on in here? What happened to the fleets that we had taking this place over? Apparently they failed. Because none of the stations are here anymore. None of the stations they were building are here anymore. That damn defense platform is still alive. And they've basically wiped out Family Takur. So, that being the case, in my actual playthrough... we're going to have to finish the fight here. We're going to have to wipe them out in Matrix 451 myself and take over that goddamn sector, because, yeah. They're still freaking... Apparently they're still attacking this one goddamn station, though, and he was Twin 1. Let's see if they've managed to multiply even further. Ironically enough, no. They still have the exact same fleet that they had there previously, which is fun. But anyway... That's not why we're here. Why we're here is to see if the wharf has acquired the blueprints that I needed it to acquire. Which also means that now I don't even know where the faction rep for the free split is, because they were Family Takur, and Family Takur is now a wasteland. So I don't know if the free split what the hell, representative decides to go somewhere else, or what? I don't know. We might take a quick gander at the map here just to see, because I'm pretty sure if I look at, this is something I was actually going to look at last time and I forgot, because reasons, cough. Yanamus Zura has a little king over its head. Where's Argon Prime? That wharf has a king. So anyone that has a little king over their symbol is the... Yes, so looks like the faction rep actually moved to the free split equipment dock over here. So your faction rep does actually move, but the station has to be completely destroyed for it to happen.
Can I help?
Right. Let's see if we can buy the ship. And now you decide to autosave just as I start. Really? Really? Oh, you son of a gun. Of course you did. Of course you did. Now, of course, we don't have the resources to really build anything here, but hey, I just want to see if it's possible. Again, the other downside being we might need the actual blueprints for stuff. If it didn't give it to me. Well, the Dragon Corvette is on here. Missing blueprints to create a valid loadout. Currently editing ship is missing mandatory upgrades. So we do not get any of the... At least we got software. At least bare minimum we have software. We can kind of hire people here. So we have that. But when it comes to engines, thrusters, and literally everything else, we're going to have to buy those blueprints separately. That being the case, let's quickly do that, just so I can again see. If I can... Let me put on the brakes and actually set my destination to where I want to go properly. I wonder how many of my ships have survived. Also, how much money did I make while leaving this on all night? I'm back up to 133 million credits. Both of my fleets are still alive. Looks like they lost a couple of ships. A large portion of my ships are gone, though. Mostly a lot of my traders. Yeah, like a vast majority of my traders are gone. Which is another good reason that I should get... Basically, it's another good reason why I should get a shipyard, almost, in a way. Because if I can start printing out even S-class ships, then I can give each fighter or each trader a wingman or two to protect it. They'll probably die horribly, but the main point of this is simply to see if I can actually, you know, pull this off. If I can just take the blueprint and this factory and build any small, medium-class ship, regardless of whatever faction it belongs to. I mean, so far, it's showing up in the interface as something I can build. The only thing it requires
Entering system. IS mists.
is the blueprint for its gear. Which kind of makes sense. I mean, I don't have access to any of that, so, yeah. The one thing I wonder, though, is does it make... I'm assuming that the maintenance bay, which that's the point of the maintenance bay, is to equip it, I guess, will have all of that kind of gear there to be crafted. Now, the other thing I'm going to check on while I'm there is an issue I've had for a while, and I didn't really find a way to fix it. So I'm assuming, my assumption is that in order to give a station turrets, once again, you have to have the blueprints for them. So while I'm there buying blueprints with my new cash, also the highway's not loading. That's not good, Chief. Well, shit. Let's do a, we're gonna have to do a quick restart, potentially, because, yeah. Well, I mean, this is what happens when the game runs too long, unfortunately. And you can probably hear the cats in the background running around, smacking at anything they, you know, come across. That, or I could just kind of fly directly into the objective, not the objective, but the
retribution.
Highway. Saw it for a second there. I'll just fly directly into that, and it should take me onto the highway. Yep, there we go. So this is just, these are glitches that happen if you load the game too much, if you play the game for too long, without basically doing a full restart.
Unholy retribution.
The other issue we've encountered is basically the entire universe going black and not seeing any of the kind of resource areas like this right here. They are still showing up for me now, though, so that hasn't happened at least. But, you know, the highway's gone, so, yeah. It's not like, again, it's not like the highway's actually gone and I apparently popped out of it by accident. Whoops. It's just that the... Dear God, you little crazy cats. The visual aspect of it is gone.
Entering system. Bright promise.
No, 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 no.
Entering system. Profit center
Oh,
alpha.
there it is. There's the glitch. Universe is completely dark.
Entering system. Bright promise.
Hopefully we don't have to restart completely here, because I'd rather not waste that extra
Jump
time.
gate.
And
Zura.
unfortunately, the video converter / editor that I was using previously no longer really functions all that well. I tried to convert over the Arma / D&D video and split it up a little bit, and unfortunately that did not work out. It basically kept converting the same damn video for some reason like 4 times over, which was not supposed to do, obviously, but hey, it happened. But yeah, so clearly we are going to have to take it into our own hands to secure Xenon Sector 451, because they done fucked up and they allowed the Xenon to basically breach into Talati space again, or not Talati space, split space, and fucked up the equipment dock and everything in that sector. What the hell are you doing? Stop knocking shit over! You crazy cats. Jeez.
Entering system. Yanamus Zura.
Oh, whatever. I'm not going to go for the invisible highway. I'm just going to blitz my way straight there. I fully more expected them to have built, you know, some more Xenon stations in this sector and attack this one again, considering they were doing that almost constantly. The fact that they actually managed to push into Family Takura, and looks like they've lost it again here, because they sent a massive resupply Argon too. It's the Argon that actually sent a fleet in here, and actually the Baylor is a nice little ship that I would like to have. But now that I know, if all I need is the blueprint or the ship, and I can potentially do it, it's just going to take an absurd amount of time. But considering it's somewhat worth it, somewhat. It's a shame that reverse engineering it though doesn't give me the blueprints for the components that were attached to it, but it makes sense that it doesn't. That would be a bit too much, honestly.
Docking granted.
Let's do a little nose slide here. And down. And back. Oh shit. There we go. Bit too much back there.
Successfully docked.
It's a shame that I think I have to fly all the way back in order to test this.
It's an honor to have you aboard.
I'm sure it is. Or damn straight it is. Oh nice, we're at 27 for our rep. Actually, let's take a look at our... What's our ministry rep to? Not that it matters, really, but what's our ministry rep at? Argon's at 18, God Realm's 16, Hatikva's 12, Pontifex is 13, Ministry's back up to 12 again. And the Patriarchy hates my guts, which, I mean, that's kind of obvious. I kind of enjoy blowing up their ships, but again, we have lost a lot of our ships to... a whole bunch of enemy crap, so I'm gonna have to see about dealing with that at some point. I should also go around and start scanning all the plunderers and marauders that I see.
To see you here.
Alright, equipment. Let's go with shield generators. Let's go with just the basic boys here for now, and then we'll go the SMK. We'll say the SMK3. We'll make them as tough as I can. Let's go to your engines. I just want your travel drives for the most part. Don't really need the L travel drive right now. MK2. Travel drive, thrusters. Combat thrusters, S combat thrusters. Missiles, don't really care for. Drones, it would be nice if we could make my own drones. But no. Consumables, again, not really. Now the weapons, let's also get some of these. Let's get my favorites here because why not? Let's get the MK2 plasmas because why the hell not? The MK2 pulse for the mediums. For the smalls, the Phoenix main battery, huh? For the smalls, let's just go with the MK2 pulse laser. And then finally the turrets, which is the main thing I wanted to see. We'll get the L plasmas and the L pulse. Should I go L pulse or L? Well, that's all the only one he's going to offer me regardless, so it doesn't really matter. Let's also get medium pulse, medium plasma. Confirm that.
Good prophet to you. It's an honor to see you here.
And again, I probably won't be buying was there anything else I wanted to look at before I go? Countermeasures? Yeah, let's get flares.
Good prophet to you.
Right. Can I do this from here? Potentially, yes. So, medium, Dragon Corvette. Talati MK2, Combat MK2, Talati MK2 Shields. Obviously, there's not enough resources on the station to do this. My main concern is it possible? No, we'll go with Pulse for both of these. Software, we'll go docking computer, flight, scan, scan, scan. Good enough. Consumables, sure, give him some flares. And captain. So, in order to do this, this is the general cost that we're going to need. Oh god, it's actually it's a huge cost. It definitely is, but it's a cost we can potentially do eventually. So let's take a look. While we're at it here, let's see the kind of mega structure that we need to do this, essentially. Okay, so we are going to need antimatter converters, engine parts, weapon components, turret components, let's see, engine parts, and I will show this in a minute here once I get it set up. Antimatter converters, so not antimatter cell, but I need antimatter converters. Plasma conductor, no. There's the antimatter converters. We need ship technology, there we go. Shield component production. Field coils should be under ship goods as well. So field coils, engine parts, turret components. If I had, I'm going to say missile components as well, because if I were to add in a torpedo launcher or something, it's going to be a requirement. missile component as well. Because let me actually go ahead and do that here right now. Because I love torpedoes. Torpedoes are great. Torpedoes are great.
It's an honor to see you here.
So let's quickly buy those equipment and throw a couple on there just to be like, hey. Oh, we also need the missiles themselves, I guess. Heavy torpedo, then we'll do like heavy swarm and smart missiles. Then we need the actual weapons and turrets themselves. Oh god, that's expensive. We'll go with the MK2 tracker, though. Confirmed.
Good profit to you.
Right, so let's go back to that again. Grand Wharf. Plan. No, not plan, build. Build ship. Medium. Dragon Corvette. Alright. Let's go with this one here. So one torpedo, one tracker. You know, let's just do a variety pack of everything on this ship because I can. That way it'll show me everything that it needs here. And then one pulse and one plasma turret, just because why the hell not. Let's even go MK2 docking software. Let's just throw the kitchen sink at it here, basically. Just to see all of the requirements. As I thought, missile components is now an issue, and the same thing could be said for smart chips, which is another one that I did not have on my list here. So let's add smart chips on there quickly for ship components, and then we can pull that up, and we can go through that fun little smart chip production. Okay, let me pull that off to the left here. Let me open up a secondary window capture. Station calculator. Which for some reason is showing up very oddly. Yeah, that should not be showing up like that, obviously. Why are you misbehaving? Let me remove that perhaps and add a new one. No, you're not supposed to be displaying that. I don't even know what the hell that is. Why are you not showing up? That's annoying. That is very annoying. Fine, make me do it the hard way, why don't you? Make me do it the hard way, why don't you? Where the hell is it even? Oh, for the love of God. All my captures are being a pain in the ass on this program. For some damn reason. That's not the one I want you to capture. Why do you refuse to capture that? There we go. There we go. Yeah, stretching that off just looks a bit odd there. So we'll go with that. Hopefully the quality isn't complete shit. Because I had to capture the entire goddamn window in order to do it. Yay! So, this is all the factories that I need in order to basically produce the goods that are required for station production. As you can see, the requirements are quite high for that. Let's go ahead. We're going to add a whole bunch of other modules onto this. First one, very obviously, engine cell production. Let's go antimatter cell production. Get that over with. We need refined metal production, hull parts, microchips, silicon wafers, hull part production, microchip production. We need quantum tubes, plasma conductors, scanning arrays. Quantum tubes, scanning arrays. Oh, we just don't have enough. We need still graphene, refined metals, superfluid, and advanced composites. Graphene should be right here. Superfluid. Refined metals. Make sure I'm hopefully not duplicating here. Yeah, the issue with plasma conductors is I just need one more. And then finally, advanced composites is the last one we need, which requires more graphene and refined metal production. And energy cells, oddly enough, we actually need more than one energy cell fact to provide for this beast. So, with this is the monstrosity that we need in order to provide the resources for this station here. So we've got, let's see here. This is just the basic setup too, without any additional kind of production added to it. So that's what, 3, 6... 24 stations. That's 24 production stations. 24 production stations in order to and this is a self-contained, so in order to self-contain kind of produce this whole thing. Now the upside is that we're making a ridiculous amount of profit if I get miners to provide all the basic resources, and oddly enough, the amount of resources that are required for it to operate, this is every hour though, isn't that high. It's not too bad, honestly, but still. The amount of workforce we need is ridiculous, obviously. If I actually wanted to provide that workforce, then, yeah. How many would we need? Because I think I've got the Talati L, or I could get the Talati L. Yeah, I'm not even going to add the fabrication mods to that. So how many does an L? So one L biome gets me 1,000 workforce, but it also adds Nostrop oil and medical as an expense. So basically what workforce does, you don't need it to produce goods. You will produce it 100% if you have no workforce. But by having workforce, you will increase the production of every resource. So this might be the one building, the one construction that I do, where it's actually a good idea to have workforce, just because it'll significantly boost the productivity of the entire thing. Or, yeah. But I would also need Nostrop oil and what? And medical supplies if I wanted to make it perfect. Let's go for the excess here. Let's make this perfect. Talati medical supply, add module. I could probably have hit auto fit modules, and I think that would have got it all done. Nostrop oil, sunrise flowers, spices. Oh god, no, that's too much. Sunrise. That seems like it's just way too damn much that it's requiring for this. Spices. Like, which station adds spices? Because I've never... There it is, spice production. Okay. Medical supplies would need to go up even further. So 2 is enough to provide everything we need. And then all of a sudden, water is another thing that we need. So again, I would probably have to go water production. And now we have a complete cycle here of not only providing the resources, but... Oh, no. Do we really need a little bit more workforce for all that? Apparently we do. God damn it. Fine, let's add an S. Talati S freaking living quarters here. Just because we can. Just because we want it to... We want it to be 100% perfect there, so let's do it. Talati S biome. That adds 250. And with that, we're good to go. All of the expenses are done. Miners, if they weren't providing the basic resources, it would cost 2 million, but still. 6 million potential profit an hour. That's assuming they sell it. If I use it to pump out ships, then not too bad. Now, using average resource cost, basically... Just to make the stations, this is the basic cost for the Claytronics, the energy cells, the hull parts, is 35 million credits. Not to mention that I don't have half of the blueprints here for like the scanning array, the plasma conductors, the smart chip production. I don't think I have any of that. So that's also going to be another additional expense. Yeah, field coil eventually, especially I think I don't have. But yeah. This is the super factory that we will eventually have in order to sustain this lovely thing. So, yeah, that is the monstrosity that we will need if I wanted to complete it with workforce to boost its capability. But yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of that quickly. And I don't really have to build the Nostrop and all that stations. I could just kind of do whatever, but let's go ahead and add this to the shopping list. Confirm the order. It's under construction, so I can build it here. Now, there's one last thing that I want to test, and we are at the location where I can test it. In that is the only reason that I'm able to build the Dragon, per se, which is a different racial ship, because I essentially... Let me make sure that they... because I reverse engineered it. That is the last question we will be asking ourselves here before we call this as complete.
Superhighway, Yanamus, Zura, 7.
So yeah, we're going to go to
Jump
the new
Matrix
split equipment
number
dock. We are
4,
going to
5, 1.
talk to the representative there, buy some blueprints for any, doesn't really matter which split ship, but any ship, and then see if we can produce it straight off of that blueprint. Because if it's only the reverse engineering that allows this to happen, then lo and behold, you know, things have changed somewhat. Or, no, not things have changed, but it's just a similar of I'm using a mod to make something possible that wouldn't be possible in vanilla.
4, 5, 1.
Which, I mean, I did the same damn thing with being able to buy my reputation back, even though it's ridiculously expensive. So yeah, 100%, we're going to wipe out this sector and build a couple of basic stations here. Just defense stations. Oh, that's one more thing I forgot to check, and it's the reason why I got the XL shields. And the, not you. Edit loadout. So yes. So this is something I will probably do next time. Because I've been wondering before why the hell I couldn't actually equip my station with any turrets. And this was the reason. I think I just flew past it.
Entering system. Family ticker.
Nope, we're good. So let's go ahead and... well, we'll call it a T. Save as new. Confirm loadout changes. Now, if I go to... we'll find out here in a second. Let's also check the... edit the loadout of this guy. Same for that. We just want plasmas, because this is, you know, we're going to say this is meant to attack. Well, we'll give it some pulse as well, but still. I will probably go more into detail with where I want my plasmas and pulses on this. On a later date when it actually matters, because again, this save is not going to carry over. We'll just go small, I guess. And now I can just straight up select those loadouts. No. Confirm module changes.
Jump gate. Argus Ravine.
We're mostly going in the correct direction. So now, if I look at that station again, go plan build, resources needed to complete the changes. So yes, so this is what we require here now in order to basically upgrade the thing. And I would have to go to each individual one of these docks and do that, so that way we're actually going to have proper goddamn defenses on a station, which at this point in time we do not have. But I'm not going to set that up right now, like I said. But that is something I'm going to have to do for next time. It also means that when we build our defensive platform, which is going to be our one station, which is hopefully all we'll need in the Xenon sector, and we'll build it, I think, near the other Xenon gate, just to attack any kind of force that decides to come in from that angle. And it's going to be pure plasmas. Well, mostly pure plasma. The mediums I'll have is just like pulse or something like that, just so that we can defend against any M's or P's that show up. But the plasma should also hit the P's as well. The main aspect, though, of the station that I wanted to build there was just essentially that I want it to be something that's going to be able to do, you know, significant damage to any Xenon ships that come its way. It's just going to be a gigantic platform of turrets, just kind of like the old defense stations were, where literally the entirety of it was just or defense platforms, I should say. I miss the defense platforms, to be completely honest. I would love to have that back. It's just one big cannon and a bunch of small cannons around it. I wonder if anyone's actually added in a defense platform as a mod. I should double check that. Oh shit.
Accelerator. Argus Ravine. 8.
The defense platform disc. So apparently the Argon have a defense platform disc. I think we should have one as well. I don't know for sure. Let me double check. Yeah, well, we have this disc right here, but we don't really have the Argon version. We'll take a look at the Argon and Talati versions of that, because if they have really good, sexy-looking discs as well, which is just like a flat platform with a whole bunch of turrets on it, then I'll probably make use of that. Because if I can rotate that and place it so that, ooh, I kind of want to try that, but we'll try that the next time when I do the actual kind of more serious playthrough per se of this. I mean, again, we are actually going a lot longer than I thought. I figured we'd only be going like 20 minutes of this crap. No, it's already 40 minutes in of us testing and verifying this whole thing, which we will finally be able to verify here in another about 30 seconds. The biggest issue in testing this is travel time, because I'm constantly having to go back and forth to the
Entering Argus Ravine 8.
different sectors in order to buy the blueprints I need, and then verify the stations, because I have to go in and talk to the guy to reverse engineer shit, and so on and so forth. Now, the main thing here would be if I have access to the actual trader here, not trader, the faction rep, again, I could just straight up buy the Dragon blueprint. I don't have to waste, you know, that much time waiting for that to be done. However, I could buy some very basic S-class ships and then just reverse engineer those, because it's only going to be 3 hours and change for those. I think it was 340. That's not terrible, honestly. The M's, however, waiting 7 hours for them to be done so I could build them would take quite a long time. But again, we still need to save up a lot of money. I've got to protect my ships. I got to make sure that everything's going to be Gucci, per se, before I focus wholeheartedly on getting my own ship production running. So we still got a lot of things that we need to do. Hello, Hilly.
Osprey.
I've disabled online features, but apparently you're still somehow able to come in here.
Docking granted.
So hello, good sir. Fine, sir. I think at this point I'm just gonna give up and kind of, say to hell with it when it comes to the online features. Just go ahead and send your ventures to my universe. Hope you don't get killed by the Xenon.
Successfully docked.
Alright. Get up.
It's an honor to have you aboard.
Damn straight.
Requesting permission to dock.
And this is the first time I've actually seen a faction rep move, too. So I didn't know for sure if they did or not, because usually, just like what happened to He Was Twin 1, they kill most of the station, then for whatever reason they can't kill the dock. So they spend an eternity basically trying to destroy it. Which is hilarious, honestly.
It's an honor to see you here.
I think I have the one for the asp, but I don't have it for the aspirator. Let's just buy that. Was the Balor a medium class? So I know I wanted it. I know I really wanted it. Let's check the Split Warfare. I think it might be an L class. Apparently this dock... You know what? Let's just buy it. Let's just buy it and find out. If it works, then fantastic. 'Cause I know I wanted that one. I do know that I did want that one.
Split wish you fortune.
Okay. Now, let's take a grand look here and see if I can build the ones that are not a part of... Wait, not plan build. God damn it. Build ships. Medium. So that didn't show up there. How about the S? The Aspirator did show up. The Balor Heavy Fighter also showed up on here, so it was an S class. That was my problem. So we have this guy here. He has 4 guns, a lot of engines. Now let's compare him to the Raider Fighter. He only has the 3 guns. So the Baylor would definitely be something I would want to mass produce. So MK2's combats, an MK3S shield generator as well. And then 4 pulse lasers. This would be a really nice fighter. This would definitely be what I would build in bulk if I had the chance. We'll even give you a service crew. Okay, so the interesting aspect as well, it's not that I would like to get the workforce to basically do the production chain here. I need the workforce. So it's not even an option. I have to have the workforce. But this is the beast that I would produce in mass if given the chance. Just because it's going to provide a lot of firepower. It has some damn good engines. So for this, I'd be like, oh, I'll just make, 100 of those. Thank you very much. That'll take 15,000 energy cells, 18,000 hull parts, 5,000 advanced electronics, and so on and so forth. So quite a bit, quite a cost. But at the same time, having 100 of these, I would be able to fully fill up the Raptor carrier. So just that alone would be worth it. But again, the actual cost that we're looking at in order to produce... Sure, I'll confirm the order because why not? It doesn't really matter. To produce the stations I need. Like, let's take a look here.
To see you here.
Let's go for the modules that I don't currently have, because I can buy these modules from anyone. It doesn't really matter. So the Antimatter Converter. Let me actually write this down here. I had a... Do I still have that open? Yes, X4 shiz. Okay. So the Antimatter Converter is 13 million. Advanced composite production, which I believe is one of the ones that we needed. Yes, that is one of the ones that we needed. That's another. And now I'm blind because I can't see it. That's another 4.7 million. Chelt we don't need. Drone component we don't need. Field coil we do need. That's 12 million. So the L and XL are also completely different fabrication base. But at least now I know they aren't racially locked, so I can just build whatever I want and it's fine. So I only need to spend this once, which makes sense, because if I had to spend more than that, that would be beyond insane. The missile components is negligent. I don't even need to look at that. Quantum tube is another 2.7 million. Scanning array, which we need, is another 4.6 million. Shield production is 3.1 million. Silicon wafer and microchips or smart chips are basically, non-existent for their cost, so it doesn't really matter. And the cost of a... What the hell's the parlor? I'm gonna look that up. I think the parlor is essentially their version of a... what the hell is it called?
Split wish you fortune.
Of a biome, essentially. So that's for workforce. Let me double check, though. There's my encyclopedia. Of course, you choose now and autosave. Well, while it autosaves, let me go ahead and... Oh god, why are you misbehaving now? Uh, 4.7. We got 12. And then the actual material cost of the whole station build is another 35 million plus, we'll say, the 100 and... Why the hell did that fuck up? That's annoying. Do you not have the previous... Well, that's also aggravating. Hmm. Well then. I'll have to freaking redo that apparently, because fuck me, I guess. Station modules, habitation. So yes, the split is called the Palo. Which I might be able to just acquire that if I can find one. At least now I know what it looks like. The Talati L biome. So that's this big beastie, which is probably the one I want. But at least now I know what it looks like. And we do have the ability to acquire these, so we should be able to take that with the EMP if we really want. Right. Let me try this again. Alright. Let's see here. And that's not even including the cost of the blueprints themselves. So I'll add another 20 million for blueprints. Just because I can. Another 100 and what was it? 100 and I'll say 140 million for the actual like dockyard blueprint per se. Let me pull up my other little sheet here. All right, 13 million, 4.7 million, 12 million, all the millions, 4.6 million. So the grand total in order to produce this station, get everything running, and so on, and all the kind of basic blueprints that I need. I should probably add another... Yeah, let's add another, like, 20 million onto this for components, just so I'm on the high end of what I'm spending in order to get this done. So in order to get a fully functional, self-sustaining dockyard with a couple of ship types, I should say, and all the bits and bobs tagged on, we're looking at a cost of about, in my other base game, 267.6, well, we'll say 267 or 270 million, just to keep it on, again, the rough kind of even end. So, yeah, 270 million for a full S&M shipyard. Not to mention, you know what? I kind of want to see if that could even fit in the space, because I don't... You know what? Let's buy...
It's an honor to see you here.
Let's go ahead and try this here, shall we? As one last thing to do... Oh no, the split L parlor is actually 22 million. So that's another 10 million. Yeah, we'll say 100. We'll say it's we also need water production and turret component. Confirm.
Split wish you fortune.
Right. So this is going to be the fun part here. Because this is what we have to work with. And we currently have nothing on here. Now the question is, do I want to do this? Yeah, let's do this. Let's give it a basic kind of setup here for what I would need. Remove the venture platforms because they don't matter at all. That looks a bit awkward there. But hey, it is what it is. I would also need at least probably, because again, we're producing a lot of crap on this. I would say, do I want... Let's go 3. Let's be crazy. Let's be crazy because we can. Because again, we're going to be holding a lot of resources here. And this also gives me 3 layers that I can then build off of for this. Okay. So we need 2 energy cells. Which I'll throw under there. We're going to need pretty much literally everything, to be honest here. But let's go ahead and... add on build modules, storage modules, production modules. Really wish the controls for this were less terrible. Okay. Then we will add a... let's go ahead and add a defensive disc here. Which will both allow me to go this direction and defend this per se. Now this is just a rough design. I probably won't keep this design, but I just want to see in general how this is going to look. Why did that cancel itself? Okay, and from here we can add another. Why do you keep doing that? That is aggravating beyond belief. Huh. That is aggravating beyond belief. Why the fuck do you not want to connect up to that? Oh, I hate when it does this. Let's try confirming module changes. So that does not want to attach to this no matter what, which is annoying as all shit. Oh, that's why. That's why. Okay, I understand now. It's because of this goddamn pier up front here, which is screwing me in that regard. That's why it doesn't want to attach it there. Okay, I understand now. The same problem's going to occur over here as well. Let's go ahead and attach that bit there. Okay. Right, that being the case, let's go for... Honestly, I kind of want to move that to the ass end here. But whatever, we can work with that. So, production modules, we got our energy cells. Let me pull this up here. We start from the top down. We need weapon components, which I'm too blind to find apparently. Honestly, we need at least one of everything anyway, so why am I screwing around with that? Actually, you know what? Because that's a problem. This kind of looks terrible, but hey, it is what it is. Ooh, I can do it like that, actually. The more you know. Alright, and I can slap this one on here however I want. Select it, rotate it. That's much easier than dropping it off freaking screen somewhere and then trying to attach it. No, that's not going to work out there, is it? No, I was trying to do something with that and it didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. Alright. I just want to see the rough size of this monstrosity that we're trying to construct here. Oh no, one of my ships is under attack. If only I cared right now. Now, can I bridge the gap between these two, though? The answer is no. No, I cannot. Even though it should be perfect. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Split, split, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Unfortunately, it ain't. That being the case, we'll go with something like this. Okay, now, production modules. Antimatter cells. Go ahead and reverse that, because otherwise, again, this dock's going to get pissy for that. Graphene we're going to need. No, you're not going to be able to slap that on there. Refined metals we're going to need. Silicon wafers is something we're going to definitely need. Okay. Superfluid is something that we need. Talati, advanced components, water, engine parts, hull parts, microchips, plasma conductors, quantum tubes, scanning array. Advanced electronics, I don't think I need. I'll double check my list there. Let's see. We need advanced composites, we don't need advanced electronics. Okay, good. Field coils we need. Missile components we need. Shield components we need. Smart ships we need. Turret components we need. Weapon components. Spice, I think, was something we technically needed, but I'll see about adding on something else here first, just to see if it's really necessary. Now, the one thing I'm missing here, I think, is... No, we got engine parts. Let's double check the logistical here and see if there's anything missing. No, that appears to be everything. However, we still need to up production a bit. Oh, I hope that didn't just freaking cancel that. If it did, I would be super pale. Right. Right. So that doesn't piss me off at all. Not even a little. Why would that happen? No. I'm perfectly not enraged that bullshit just occurred. So if I wanted to use the parlors here instead, which they look nice. You know what, let's go crazy and say 6 of these beasties. So what do they require for their logistics? So you know what I do? I click between these and I don't fuck up my whole build. That's useful to know. Useful to know. So it's not actually saying anything on here. There's also drones, which I didn't even add on. Drones is another thing I haven't even added on there at all. Let me remove the Talati crap here. And let me go ahead and check on the split. The split L parlor, which also has a workforce capacity of 1,000. And the requirements for that one suddenly become chelt meat, scruff and fruit, and medical supplies as always. Alright. Split medical production, which still has spices. I am still super pissed that that frickin' happened there too, where it canceled itself out. That was beyond aggravating. Alright. Scruffin. And spices was the last one. Has the same basic cost, the only difference being that we're using a different type. So, and ironically enough, I think it actually uses less workforce than the Talati variant, which is hilarious. Oh no, because I missed the water production plant again, that's why, yeah, I deleted that one. Let me pull that up again quickly if I can find the goddamn thing. Apparently I'm that blind, which, there it is. Surprises no one. Yeah, so we'd have to have... We would have to have 6 parlors. Oh god, which also brings up the medical supply cost again. That's quite a cost to say the least. So, I think what we'll do is we'll go for the Circle of Doom. Who's messaging me? Well, that's a new look. Interesting. So we'll go for the Circle of Doom per se, which will, well, assuming we eventually do get it, we'll go for the Circle of Doom. But yeah, that's just a good example of exactly what the heck we're going to eventually do. Now, if the save game here would allow me to actually use it, we're going to save over 3. Can I actually rename that? I can. This will be... just so I don't screw myself over there. Yes, I want to overwrite that save game. So we basically got our answer. So we can build basically any ship in any shipyard as long as we have that variant of it. It is no longer racially locked, which is a good thing because that would freaking suck if I had to buy, individual freaking S&M class fabrication bays or even L class fabrication bays for each freaking race. That would be just complete and utter bullshit because the cost of that is already high enough as is. By the time you get to having that much money, you're basically to the point of, you shouldn't be effing around like that, I would say. But still, we learned something here today. Definitely next time I'm going to have to stop off at one of the faction reps one way or the other. I will have to establish a defensive station again in the other sector because it keeps getting effed and I don't want that to happen. Probably send my rattlesnake into that area as well and have it help destroy that defense platform. We'll wipe out all the defenses on that platform. Then I'll send my fleet in to completely finish it off. We'll completely wipe out all of the Xenon in that sector. And afterwards I will go back to what I was doing, which was essentially heading into Patriarch space and starting to capture some of their ships again. That way, once we have that sector secure, then hopefully they'll stop sending massive fleets through to F all the other systems up. We'll see what happens. Regardless, though, Thanks for watching the part 2 finale of this whole test here, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed. Hopefully we all learned something. And I will see you all next time.